My passion for Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes actually didn't start too long ago. It was only a couple months ago that I borrowed a Pat McGrath Mothership palette from a very close friend, and I fell in love, and then I went berserk and I bought a whole bunch of palettes. So I have a little collection going on here, and I just did a video where I swatched my special shades from all my Mothership palettes and kind of compared a couple of them that did feel a little bit similar. But that was just focusing on the special shades, and like some of them look really different swatched. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and watch that video. That one, I tried to go as in depth as I could. And I showed like different angles, lighting, stuff like that. So if you want, you can check that video out. But beyond that, I do have 3 other Pat McGrath palettes to share, and I'm just gonna go ahead and rank them. Before I start ranking, I'm gonna go ahead and point out that these are all fantastic palettes. All of my Pat McGrath palettes rank up pretty high in terms of like my entire makeup, like eyeshadow collection. So just keep that in mind. I love all of these for very, very different reasons, and I feel like that's why it was a little hard to create this ranking. But just keep that in mind. They're all fabulous. Like, you're gonna love all of them. And I do a lot of research before I purchased each one. So these are all to like my taste. So I'm gonna love all of these. I don't have a lot of other I've grabbed all the ones I really do like. I wouldn't have grabbed, especially at like this higher price point, if I didn't feel like I would be absolutely in love with it. So just keep that in mind. But these gems. Okay. The last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 palettes to rank, but at number 8, I have the Divine Bronze Luxe Quad Venusian Sunrise. This is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's just like there's nothing special about it, you know? Like, you have like a shimmery gold, and one, I don't like very yellowy gold tones, and this one just doesn't give me like a bright pop that like it's almost like slightly too deep. I've only used this like once or twice, but this is such a fabulous basic palette. But when I go to Pat McGrath, I want those bright colors, the different textures, so I can layer them up, things like that. Now you have like this really nice shimmer. It is like that softer texture, and it goes on beautifully. And you know, these are super easy to blend into your crease and create a lot of dimension. And then like a nice simple shimmer. It's nothing special, still fantastic quality. And this is the only quad I have. Yeah, nothing special, but this one is a nice one to carry with maybe another like more colorful palette that doesn't have easier transition shades, things like that. Like, you could bring this alongside another more colorful palette to make it a little bit more wearable. But this one's still a nice one, just underwhelming. Now, next up is actually my first Pat McGrath purchase, like eyeshadow palette purchase, and it's not a Mothership palette. It's actually Celestial Odyssey. Now, I know there's a couple different Celestial Odysseys, but the one I have is Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey. Oh, that is what it's called. That's embarrassing. But you have this nice like paper packaging. Now Pat McGrath does packaging beautifully, especially like the Mothership palettes. They're very heavy feeling. It feels very, very luxe. Like, you feel like you spent a lot of money on a product, and you did really. But this one is actually part of like a holiday collection. So this I've seen occasionally on the Pat McGrath website. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I don't know. But I do know Revolve has a lot of like the older ones, like the holiday sets, things like that. That's actually where I got this one from. But if you want a nice Pat McGrath palette with a lot of different colors and shimmers that are more wearable, this is it. Because here you only actually get like 4 mattes. So you have this, and this. These are the matte shades, and they're nice. I really do like them. They're very wearable, usable shades, and they work really well with the other shades in here. But the amount of shimmers you get, you can't beat this. I think this was, it's still a more expensive palette. It is Pat McGrath. I think this was $78 or $68 on Revolve. Still really gorgeous, and you get a ginormous mirror. I've never actually really used like these big mirrors, because it's like an arm workout just holding these palettes up. But all really beautiful shades, and there's a lot of like one and done shades here. Like, you can put this all over your lid, smoke it out with a fluffy brush, and it's gorgeous. And same thing with like this charcoal shade. This just on the lid and just like smoked out with like a matte brown. Really, really pretty. And you have like nice champagne tones, some golds. This lime green is pretty. And these are like more wearable, like colorful palettes. Like it's not like neon. You get nice shimmer, and these are very, very high impact. So you're getting fantastic quality, especially for the price, because you get such a large amount. How many is this? 6 times 3 is 18. So you get 18 palettes. No, you get 18 shadows. And I think this is definitely worth the money and a fantastic introductory Pat McGrath palette. Now this doesn't have any special formulas, any baked shades or anything, but it does have a couple different shimmer formulas. Like you have like these softer ones that really just feel like mousse and it just goes on beautifully. Then you have like more simple shimmers that are just great. Like they're nice and soft. You still get a high impact color, but this is a really nice introductory palette, and I'm glad that I picked this up as my first Pat McGrath palette. At number 7, I have Mothership XII Divine Rose. This one I love cooler toned palettes, and you'll kind of see that as I go along in this video. But again, it's a beautiful palette. It's very, very wearable. If you're looking for a wearable palette, this one is the one to go with. And you still have the special shadows. Like you still have this shimmer is like so high impact. It's such a beautiful topper. Like I honestly bring this palette along for a lot of my clients because this is such a high impact shimmer shade. I use this as a topper on a lot of my clients. And then, it's very muted tones, very wearable. It's simple to use, but that's why it's ranked a little lower on my ranking. It's just because when you go, for the artistry palette, if you want the brighter shimmer shades, which is what I do, and like just brighter color stories overall, this doesn't give that, and that's why this is lower. But I have used this a lot, and it's a beautiful palette. So there's that. And it still has the special shades, so keep that in mind. Next one is Mothership X Moonlight Seduction. Stunning. No special baked shades, but you still have some really interesting shimmer shades. Now these ones are a bit basic. This silver shade I'm honestly not too keen on. I don't really do like full-on silver eyeshadow like really ever. But this one is like a duochrome shade, and it has like a red base to it. I can just watch it. It has like a red base to it, and it's just such an high impact shade. You'll see that. A lot of people can use this as one and done looks. On me, it doesn't really suit my skin tone as much. I mean, I have worn it as a one and done shadow, but it's not on me my personal favorite, but I do know a lot of people love it. And it's just like that nice buttery soft texture, but you have, it's again a more basic palette, but you do have high in picture, but it's a step up over the Divine Rose palette because of this, in my opinion. But this one has the baked formulas that I absolutely do love. So this one was really hard. I was kind of like switching them back and forth when I was making the ranking. So they're honestly kind of tied. At number 4, I actually have a palette that's not a Mothership palette, but this one is the Bijoux Brilliance eyeshadow palette in Lunar Nightshade. I love my cool and blue tones. And this one is magical. I had used this on like my TikTok and Instagram and maybe YouTube shorts, but this is such a gorgeous palette. If you guys remember Michelle Phan's really old makeup videos, she had one called Aurora Eyes, and that was like my favorite video of hers. And I actually tried to go back and find it, but I didn't see it. Maybe it got copyrighted and taken down. But I remember she used late night alumni sunrise comes too soon. So when I did my makeup look with this, I used that song in the background on my social media platforms, and it just felt like those Aurora Eyes, but like a little bit more elevated and a little bit more modern. These are so beautiful. These shimmer shades are insane. Like the butteriness, the shine. Okay, I'm gonna swatch this lighter pink. I'm gonna swatch it a little bit. Look at that. And then I'm gonna swatch this deeper shade. Oh my gosh, this is like, it's so gorgeous. And it's just, they're so buttery. When I layer these together, they all just melt into one another. Like it literally feels like the night sky at night. So And I use this purple shade in my crease and it smokes out so beautifully. Like when I did that look, I didn't use any other eyeshadows besides this. So like no more neutral transition shade here. And it just worked so beautifully. And like it had the right amount of pop, even though it was a more deeper, dramatic look. It's just gorgeous. I absolutely love this. I kind of want to do, I actually don't know. I don't know if I did like a long form YouTube tutorial on this eyeshadow palette, but it's top tier. It's gorgeous. I want like, I just want a whole palette of like all of the Bijoux Brilliance ones. I wanted to grab more, but this is really the only one that spoke to me. So I just stuck to this one. Next up, I have Mothership VIII Divine Rose 2. This is actually the one I have on right now. I honestly didn't think I would like the pink tone palettes as much as I do, because initially when I first started looking at Pat McGrath palettes, like choosing which ones to buy, I was like, no, I don't want to do the pinks. I need something more wearable to get a lot of use out of. But honestly, the color selection, the formulas make these palettes so special. So that's why, I mean, these ones, honestly, the older ones were like the first ones I grabbed. But this one's gorgeous. I mean, now, these are fantastic shades to work with. Like they still have a bit of color to them, so you're getting like a different look than using just a traditional brown and black shade. And you still have 4 of the baked shadows, but this eyeshadow I was the most excited about, and this swatches so differently on your face. This looks like such a pretty pink color, then you tilt it to the side and it turns into this green shade. And because, you know, the eye is shaped the way it is, you know, you'll get a little bit of pink and it's mostly this green shade, which kind of hurt my feelings when I tried it out because I wasn't able to swatch this before I bought it. That's really the only downside, honestly. In things I was most excited about this shade. So I'm kind of sad that didn't work out, but I still really truly love this palette, and you're still getting a pop of color. I don't really use like yellowish gold shades as much on me, but I have used this on clients before and it's beautiful. And then this shimmer shade is a beautiful topper. I'll use like this with this on top, and it really works well, but I'm not getting that pink vividness that I really wanted from this palette. But that's number 3 for you. Number 2, I actually have the newest Mothership palette, and this is Petalmorphosis. Yeah, so there's no special shades like the baked shades here, but I love emerald. Emerald is my favorite color. So when I saw this shade and this one, I literally lit up and I was like, I have to have that. Like when I saw the release photos and everything about this on Pat McGrath's social media, I was like, I have to have it. And so I tried to get this as fast as I could once it came out, but I really truly do love this. I do have 2 or 3 videos up using like this palette. So I have like different looks all on this already. So if you want to check that out, you can. But the first one, I used this, and it was magical. Like this it's so pigmented. It has, even though this is a deeper shade, when you put it on your eyelid, it still had such a gorgeous pop because it's a shimmer. And it's not even like a toppery type of shimmer where it's really like a lot of flex. It's just so smooth. It's like so silky. It just looks beautiful. This one, I also have a tutorial using this one, and then I have another look doing like an overall like very pink springtime look. But I really do like this one. And see here, you're getting like a bit more colorful mattes, which I do like, you know, because I feel like most people that are doing a lot of makeup looks have a neutral palette. So if you want like something that's a bit more colorful and you have like, you know, you're liking this color scheme, try this out. Because if you use like a more bronzing shade in your crease and then you layer these with it, beautiful. It makes it a little bit more wearable. Now the looks I have filmed with this palette, I only use this palette so you can see how the colors look true to palette, true to skin. I don't know, just without mixing in any other products. This one's a really nice palette for the colors. Now, if you really are set on keeping Pat McGrath's like special shades, you might not like this because, I mean, you know, it doesn't have any of the special shades, but I still think it's honestly worth trying out if you really do like any of the colors because they're just so well formulated. It still feels like such a high-end Luxe palette. And you know, you get that artistry vibe when you see this palette in comparison to all the other ones. So this, honestly, this one was close to being number one. It's just because it doesn't have those special shades, it didn't rank number one for me. So we're down to number one, my favorite Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. And by now you kind of realize I really like my colorful tones and everything, but this one just seems to have it all in here. And this is Mothership III. The sticker, I don't have the sticker on this one. I don't know why I removed it. It's really nice. You can tell it's really beat up because I do use this. I have used this a lot on my clients, even with like buying this like recently. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So there's a lot of reasons why I love this one. One, look at the color scheme. It looks so colorful, and that's like the true artistry feel I wanted, right? You get like a nice blue, and I love my blue tones. Like the first one I actually tried was Mothership VI, and it has this beautiful like blue violet shade. I fell in love with that. And this feels like similar. It's not the same at all, but like it feels similar to that. And then this like gold shade, when you swatch it, it is like a deeper, like olive almost leaning shade. It's really pretty. I don't really like it on me, but it's still really pretty. This one is like a softer pearlescent shade. It has like pink pearlescence to it, and it's a really nice like topper shade or like middle lid shade for the pop. And you can, for those that like a really bright highlight on their face, this one would be a really pretty one as well. And then you just have a gorgeous pink shade. I need to film a look with this because this one's a really pretty shade. I just don't have anything on any of my videos, socials, anything here. But what I also love about this palette is you get two mattes here. They're really easy to work with. So you have a nice brown to deepen up the crease, and then a black to make it even more dramatic, maybe line your eyes, smoke everything out. Gorgeous. And then you have this like gunmetal black shade, and this I actually did a smoky look once. I don't think I uploaded. I don't think I uploaded it. I basically used these two shadows, like put this on my lid, smoked it out with this. Stunning. It was so magical. I felt like you know the whole cigarette mom filter. It was kind of like that, but like in the best way possible. I need to just film it and you guys can see what I mean. And then you just have like this purpley shade. Totally random, but this one's just like a regular shimmer shade, and then like a nice basic like vanilla shimmer shade. So you have more usable tones to go with these brighter shades, and I think that's gorgeous. And you know, if you want like an all-in-one palette to try out, this one is the one to do it with because it's just so fun, and because of the other mattes, it's more wearable. I mean, as wearable as this can be. This is just number one, easily. I truly love this palette, and it's just like if you want the magic of Pat McGrath, you want to feel like an artist, this is the one to do it with. Because if you want the creative vibes, stuff like that, this is it. Now there are other palettes that are a little bit more wearable. If you want the feeling of getting a lot of use out of the palettes, there's a lot of other ones like Mothership I. That one is going to be like the most versatile palette. I don't have that one. I want that one, but I actually don't know if I want it anymore because I really do love the more vibrant shades now. But I think this is well worth the money when it comes to this eyeshadow palette. So that was all for my eyeshadow palette rankings. You guys let me know what you think. Like, it's crazy how my taste has changed since buying my first Mothership to like my more recent ones, because it's like I wanted more wearable, usable palettes, and now I just want all the vibrant colors, all the fun looks, because I have enough of these neutral eyeshadow palettes that I can just use with these. So you guys let me know your thoughts, and if I've kind of inspired you to try any of them. Like if you came to this video trying to decide which Pat McGrath palette to get, I hope this helped, because this was my ranking, but I tried to highlight like the highs and lows of each palette. So if you have different tastes than me, I hope this gave some insight. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments your thoughts. And if you, based on my taste, if you recommend any other ones. I mean, it hasn't been long since I've gotten these like Pat McGrath, like just Pat McGrath palettes in general. So this did cost a pretty penny. So if you think there's something well worth me checking out, let me know, because I absolutely love trying new palettes and I love playing with Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes. So you guys let me know. Or hey, if you want to just give me something, Pat, Are you listening? If you want to see more of my face and similar content like this, you can follow me on my social media. I do upload like bits and pieces of some of my videos there, and then more content beyond that, and that includes a little bit of life. So if you want to see that, that's there. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon.